All right. Hello, coffee makers, not coffee takers. He is the master of cyber farms, Alfredzo B. Nash Jr., and I, the people's chief, Dr. Joseph J. Burt Miller Jr. We're your hosts for the Cyber Coffee Hour. Alfredzo and I hail from Mount Vernon, New York, and we are excited to share our experiences and stories along with those of our incredible guests. Our mission is to impart knowledge, enhance understanding, and cultivate a sense of community in the expansive world of cyberspace. So for today's show, we will have a coffee chat with field technician and cybersecurity aspirant Nicole Campbell. Now, Nicole Campbell is a field technician for the New York City Department of Education. She aims to start with IT networking and work her way into entry-level cybersecurity. She has done networking and cybersecurity projects at home. She has configured a LAN or local area network using Active Directory, created a VPN using Oracle Cloud, and built a cybersecurity detection tool. Her hobbies are bike riding, bowling, playing pool, and creating cardboard art sculptures. She is a logical and creative thinker. Nicole Campbell, welcome to the Cyber Coffee Hour.
Glad to have you.
Awesome. I really love, I think one of the things I like about doing this show, Alfredzo, is that we have that mix of experience and, talent that comes in. And part of the reason why we even started is that we don't just focus on the CISOs and CTOs. We also look at those who are just getting started, who are trying to make their way. So I love these type of episodes as well. So those listening, hey, if you're just getting started, you think about getting into cybersecurity, hey, come to the Cyber Coffee Hour. Let's talk about it. But let's go around the room real quick. Just, touch base a little bit. Nicole, I just want to, just how things been going for you. How's it? I know the weekend is starting to end, but how's it been for you the past week or so?
It's been all right with me. I've been doing tech support as a field technician. I was basically on standby whenever people need help with their computer problems or printer problems. I stand by and wait until they ask for help, and I'm there.
Right.
And on the side, I've been job searching. I've A+. I was studying A+ while I was on standby on the job. So just have something to do. I was studying the A+ study guide.
Yeah, filling in that time,
Yeah, exactly.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that drive. I like it. Alfredzo, what about you, sir?
A little bit of business as usual, I guess, as much as I don't like that term. Just building our book of business for the pod and kind of really settling into being a content creator this weekend.
Yeah, man.
Side of desk, I'm sizing up training that I'll probably talk about in the future, but I'm preparing for that. And also, last thing is a couple changes around the house. But it's a slow day with the weather and everything, and I'm kind of ramping up now.
Nice, man. Yeah, as for me, of course, as you mentioned, just getting back into it. It was for our listeners out there. We're back into the Cyber Coffee Hour season 2, so we're very excited to be wrapping things back up. So adding that back to the schedule. Also, with the fall season, that means football is back. So I'm monitoring the Giants and Browns game. Giants right now they have a 14-7 lead for those listening. So we're looking good so far. But just outside of that, man, I'm of course studying. For me myself, I'm preparing for the CISSP, and also just other things I'm doing. Of course, just running the study hall and things of that nature. So just staying busy. Gym time, of course. Make sure we take that time for ourselves as well in the midst of everything that we're working towards. But yeah, man, just find that balance between everything. Nice. All right, but let's get into it. All right, so Nicole, as a field technician for the New York City Department of Education, how has your experience in IT networking prepared you for your future goals in cybersecurity?
It is good to start off with. From Perscolas, I got a chart on a list of entry-level positions, mid-level positions, advanced positions. Cybersecurity analyst, I believe, is one of the advanced positions. Is part of the list of entry-level positions. I feel like I'm best at IT networking. If I'm really good at subnetting networks, configuring channels on the Fire Stick.
Okay.
Yeah, and nice. I was also in buffering issues. I was I installed the VPN for the Fire Stick.
Right.
so that it runs smoothly. Apps will run smoothly, especially the where you can watch live TV. So
Awesome,
in
awesome.
that
So,
case, I'm thinking maybe networking could be my thing. Something to start off with, and maybe work my way up from there.
just to follow up with that real quick. So, as you mentioned, you created the VPN for the Fire Stick. Like, I guess what prompted you, or what kind of got you started? Did you know someone who may have done that type of work before? Maybe like YouTube. I know a lot of people get inspiration from
I
watching
learned from
YouTube and seeing
YouTube.
others do it. But like,
I
what's
learned
that?
from YouTube.
YouTube.
Oh yes, yeah. YouTube University, accredited school. But no, but I think that's great. I think when you're sparking that curiosity, that creativity. You're sitting at home, you find some things to do. You can find a lot of things that you could just tinker with and just learn right then from there. You don't necessarily need a class per se. You can. That's how a lot of people get started. I know for me, watching my uncle, he was in IT, and then watching him with all the PC parts all around. I was just watching him and asking questions, and then I took that knowledge once I got back home and started tinkering with stuff I had, old PCs, laptops I had around the house, and start learning.
Mhm.
That's
Mhm.
really all it takes. So but yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
100%. So let's double dip in that a little bit. You said so as you mentioned, you said you completed several impressive home projects, including configuring a LAN using Active Directory and creating a VPN using Oracle Cloud. Can you walk us through one of these projects and explain how it enhanced your skills today?
I was thinking I should build a home lab, a cybersecurity home lab. So I Googled it
Yeah.
and I found it on, I believe it's cyberwalks.com. And I may be wrong. So I have the steps on how to create a LAN with Active Directory. Steps because I was improvising what I have around the house or what I could buy. So I bought a Linux mini PC and I have two Ethernet cables. I also bought two adapters, Ethernet to USB cables together. Cable from my mini PC to the Wi-Fi extender. I'm using
Right.
the Wi-Fi extender, improvising amongst the router, act like it's a router. Ethernet cable that's plugged into my mini PC into my Mac laptop, so that my computer can actually be part of the network where I created from the Active Directory. So I have a Windows Server on Linux mini PC using a virtual machine. I used what's it called? VMware. I use VMware from there. So on Active Directory, I added a computer to the Active Directory network, and that was my MacBook Pro. How I connect to my MacBook Pro, I had VirtualBox, Oracle VirtualBox. I installed Windows 10 on Oracle VirtualBox, Windows 10 Pro, actually. So using Windows 10 Pro, I basically put that Windows 10 Pro computer onto the Active Directory network.
Right.
Yeah, now, so how important was it for you to have that home lab to tinker around with? Like you seem pretty, versed in the config and tinkering around.
Yeah,
How important was it for you to get those skills in that?
I learned a lot from it, actually.
Nice. Okay, and then so let's play into that. So in your bio, you mentioned you have a cyber security detection tool project. That sounds very intriguing. What inspired you to build this tool, and what are some of the challenges you faced during its development?
Cybersecurity has a lot to do with detecting adversaries and pretty much, I don't want to say attacking, solving those adversaries. Learn to detect. That's learn to detect before I can learn to prevent. So I also learned that I got that off of cyberacademy.org actually was the website. .org. And so I'm like, let me go along with that so I can learn to actually detect. Cybersecurity class last year, I only learned how to detect. I never done hands-on training. So I done my research, and I found out about Snort, IDS/IPS.
Good old
Yeah.
snort.
Yeah.
Snort is tried and true.
Yeah. Yeah, on Cyber Academy, at first they were telling me to use Security Onion and PFSense. I thought I tried that out, and I'm like, you know what, I think maybe I'll try something a little easier like Snort. And I think it's better to learn from Snort because it's an IDS and IPS.
Right.
Got it.
And from there,
And break down for our listeners what IDS and IPS is.
IDM
Yeah, that'd
detection
be so.
system, IPS is intrusion
Mhm.
prevention system. Intrusion detection system only detects intruders and their adversaries. IPS
Right.
not only detects, it also prevents intruders from
Awesome.
doing
Yeah.
any kinds of malware.
Yeah. Alfredzo, I'm getting real giddy. I don't know why I'm
Yeah.
so giddy today. Like, no,
Because you know what
I
it
love
is?
to see the growth. I love to
Yeah,
see
it's
it.
refreshing to hear
Yeah.
it over brand new in a
Right.
lab, right? So
Right.
I'm giddy too. I'm trying to contain myself because not only did she build the lab, she
Right.
developed the tool in the lab, having the resources outside, bringing them back in, applying them to the lab, and then she differentiated the two techniques, right? So as a defender, right, you know, that takes some chops, especially as we came up, right? That take doing it on the job. But now she
Right.
took it into her own space and said, I'm gonna get both. I'm gonna develop the lab. I'm gonna develop the detection capability, get nice at that. But while I'm doing that, I'm also gonna build out the prevention skill set. So yeah, it's like a breath of fresh air that people are
Yeah.
still thinking like that, you know.
And I think it's a great message for those who are getting started in this field that I mean, the conversation always about whether, go to school, certifications, or get experience. You definitely need all three, but I would say if we're going to prioritize one, I say you want to get the experience. Prioritize the experience. The certs and everything else can come later, to be honest. I think once you have that experience, that's something that can be taken from you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have that knowledge, you could apply it anywhere you go. So, Nicole, just hearing you speak on that and just really just taking the initiative of, like I said, just creating a home lab and work with different tools. And I mean, that's really how you're learning. You go through it. You may fail at certain things, but you understand, okay, let me try this time and make adjustments, whatever the case is. But either way, you're learning. And I think that's a great message for those, like I said, for our listeners here. Like, if you are really pursuing a career in cybersecurity, don't be so focused on the certs. And it's not a bad look. I have my share of certs, so and also the education piece as well. But at the same time, I do recognize the strongest out of those three is definitely experience.
Right.
If you have that experience, that's going to help you travel far. So once you start with that, and don't be so focused on trying to get the next cert, stack certs, and then when they ask you to do something on the job, you can't do it because
You
you
don't have the
never
hands-on
actually done it on the
experience.
field. Right. So
100%. And I'm just echo that really quick. Pat yourself on the back, right? Because you're going to stand out the fact that you've done it before most people that are applicants with you. So as
right.
somebody, I was always a cert guy too. I'm like, oh, I gotta get the cert, until I realized when you put your hands on keyboard, that's gonna follow you the rest of your career.
Right.
And
Right.
I'm education based too, and I just say again, kudos to you to get in there when it's difficult and learn and get your hands on the keyboard, because when you get to the job, it's going to be like that. It's going to be clockwork, and then you might be the subject matter expert that everyone comes up to and lines up for advice on. So if somebody has an AD issue and you might have seen it in your lab, you're going to be like, that's old news. I can handle that. That's, de-escalate that, right? Then if somebody says, well, I never stood up Snort or Security Onion, you're also the subject matter expert that comes back to the keyboard, back to hands on the keyboard. So yeah, keep going.
Yeah, I think
going.
personally I prefer Snort because it's much easier to work with. And along with Snort, I've also been using Zeek or Zed. I've been using Zed on my terminal. What Zed does,
is that attack proxy, or
it's basically like Wireshark. It's a .pcap file, packet capture file. You can't,
the capture part, but
really,
not the attacking portion yet.
Right. It's not like you can double click on a packet capture file and read whatever's up there. It's going to be a lot of gibberish, a lot of code that's complicated to read. So Zed breaks it down for you to show you exactly what's going on. Yeah, it's just like,
So what you're gonna see is that Swiss. So when you worked your way through those two tools, those 3 or 4 tools, excuse me, Security Onion just bundles together. So you're seeing that Swiss Army first, that Swiss Army knife instead of every tool that you worked into. So keep going. You've
Yeah.
already got it. If you got all of those tools lined up, then you can save Security Onion for last because you're just gonna they're just packaged together to make it easier as a distribution to use. That's all that
yeah.
means.
Honestly, I don't know too much about Security Onion. I think what I remember about Security Onion is that like how it's connected to my computer. And I believe I remember looking at the statuses of each part of the connection, whether it says okay or not. And that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Gotcha. So, Nicole, so how do you balance your logical thinking skills in tech with your creative side? So, especially when it comes to your hobby of creating art sculptures out of cardboard.
I'm just learning things like that. So far, I'm just focused on the logical side. So I believe when I become more skillful, I'll then eventually become more creative.
And what are some of those sculptures? Like, what have you made out of? I'm curious.
I made
like,
a
what have you made out of?
I made a bear and a doll out of cardboard. I'll go get them if you want to see them.
You know what? I think we have to do it for our learners, for our listeners. They need to see this. They need to see it. Yeah, if you got it around, bring it to the camera.
All right,
Let's
I'll
see.
be back.
See now, everyone. This is why we love doing what we do.
We have a mini art exhibit now.
Right. No, but again, man, I definitely love these episodes too, where, like I said, we're able to really key in on those who are really getting started with their cybersecurity career and what steps they take and help validate some of the messaging that's out there, how you should get started. Wow, look at that.
Yeah, that's
look at, are you kidding me?
That's awesome.
Are you kidding me?
You know what? And now we see the creative mind and how it influences lab work.
Wow.
Yeah, I created a TikTok of it too.
How long did it take you to make that?
I think it took me a total of 12 hours to make this. But I did spend days on it, really. I took lots of breaks. And I created this doll.
You could sell that.
I was just going to say, you can sell that thing. Are you? Yeah.
Yeah, you can sell those.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about selling
put that on Etsy. Wow. So how did you even get started with that? Like what prompted you? Like, I'm gonna make a sculpture out of cardboard today.
I started with that because I took art class in college. I was supposed to make a sculpture. Well, just do anything I want. I just had to pick a project,
right?
To make for the whole semester, and my professor suggested to me that I make sculptures out of recyclable items. So I thought, cardboard. If I can make stuff out of styrofoam, why not cardboard? And I just managed to pull this off. In college, I used to draw things out, the measurements, what size it should be. Like, I was doing measurements for literally each body part, like part of the arm, part of the torso, part of the leg, whichever. And this time I didn't use any measurements. I just did it off the top of my head. I just drew things out. I just drew out literally each part of the body part, and it just flowed from there.
See that? 100%. Those soft skills right there is going to dial it into cyber so much for you. Like, just that you came out of the analytical creative mindset, you're already going to be destined for greatness in cyber. Like,
Absolutely. That's truly amazing. And thank you for sharing that with us and with our listeners. I think that's pretty cool.
I'll share my TikTok in the chat.
Yeah, and we'll put it in the show notes if you don't mind. So you have TikTok of you creating those dolls?
It's not just me showing those dolls. I did create
cool.
a YouTube video on my channel, creating the bear.
Yeah, pass them along. We'll include them in the show.
We'll definitely share that out for sure. So, Nicole, as someone keeping their options open in tech, what advice would you give to others looking to start a career in IT and potentially transition into cybersecurity?
The chart that I've got from Perscolas and see like the feeder role positions, that's actually before the entry-level positions. And then entry-level positions, I also on the chart and see which do you feel is right for you. and
Okay.
and just working your way up from there. I gotta look at the website again. I think the website will really help them out.
About like as far as like labs or anything like that, like is that like a recommendation you would give to folks who just try to get started and try and get a feel for things?
I would suggest start off with the infrastructure first before you dive deeper into it. Like try and improvise what you have around the house or whatever you can buy. Like I managed to well, I can get a mini PC. I actually configured this all in my room instead of the living room where the router is because I don't live alone. So I'm just trying to
Right.
keep everything, all of my stuff in my room.
And what's the Pascola's chart? Is that like a roadmap of where to like start infrastructure all the way up, or is it just particularly their rubric for the school?
Off a website somewhere. I'm trying to remember the name of it. I took a picture of it a long time ago.
Okay, but that's a roadmap for which classes to do with them, or what? Can you help us understand for our listeners, like what was it about that roadmap that gave you the path through the school that you took? Yeah, through Pascola's, right? Like it's an online academy, right?
Pascola's actually showed me the list from the website, and from there I decided to go by that chart. Yeah, it wasn't exactly part of the school. Oh, cyberseek.org.
Okay, got it.
Okay, I'm looking at my phone again at the picture.
Cyberseek.
Yeah,
yeah,
Okay, yeah,
cyberseek.org.
got it.
And this is the picture I was looking at. I'm not sure if I can see it.
Perfect.
Well, yeah.
So we'll include a link.
Yeah, we'll include a link. The camera on camera does not screen on camera doesn't resonate well. It's all good.
Yeah, but we're familiar with CyberSecurity. I just wasn't aware Pascalis is using that as well as their roadmap. Okay, right. That's cool. That's awesome.
Well, Pascalis was actually strive for a career, and they suggest like go on cyberseek.org. It's not exactly part of the school per se. They just suggested the website. That's all. I'm not
100%. 100%.
Gotcha. That's awesome. Yeah, and we have Nicole Campbell here on the Cyber Coffee Hour, part of the Alive Podcast Network. So as we transition here to the back half of the episode, just learn a little bit more about Nicole and maybe just some of the lighter side of things. But first, Nicole, if you could share, like, what are some key challenges you have faced on your journey, and how did you overcome them?
I can come up with is when I was struggling in my home lab, trying to get the my detection tool to work, trying to learn from it, trying to configure Windows Server for the first time, and I just kept practicing as I go along. I just had to keep starting over. I think I started over like 3 times, and then from there I learned all over how to configure DHCP, DNS on Active Directory.
Nice.
And I was also struggling when I was trying to connect my laptop to the Windows Server as well.
What did you experience? Like, what was it?
Well, I had Mac Boot Camp. I had Windows Home app on Mac Boot Camp. Which means part of my laptop is Windows. And at the bootable menu, I can switch to Windows. I found out that I really needed Windows Pro in order to connect my computer to Active Directory. So I was wondering if I could change that Windows Home to Windows Pro. Unfortunately, I couldn't do that because it would take up so much space in the hard drive. So instead, and mind you, I was at the Apple Store for 4 hours.
Oh man!
So I know how that goes.
I told the technician what I want on that partition of Windows. I asked him, "Can you change the Windows Home part to Windows Pro?"
Yeah, I'm sure they have fun with that.
It was just so much loading going on.
Oh my god!
Yeah, so the manager came along and she suggested use virtual machine. So what I did was I got rid of the boot camp partition because it was taking up so much space, and I installed VirtualBox, which is free, and that worked.
Yep. That sounds familiar.
Awesome.
It's hard to believe that that's still an issue out here. So I'm going to take the next question, but I'm going to go off the little bit. I'm going to get out of formation a little bit here. So Nicole, you look familiar. Do you mind telling our guests how where you're from, how we came to meet and such? Do you mind sharing that?
Yeah, I'm from Mount Vernon. We met in high school. Mount Vernon.
Mount Vernon in the building. That's right. Mount Vernon High School. All right, now we'll go into our more easier question, right? Mount Vernon in the building. What's your favorite coffee preference? Yeah, do you have a coffee preference?
I don't drink coffee. I drink tea.
All right, so good.
Yeah, I drink tea, hot chocolate, vitamin B pill. That's
yeah. Nice. And what kind of green teas do you like? Do you like green tea or any kind of tea?
Well, I do like green tea. I just don't drink much of it, honestly. I usually drink Lipton.
Nice. Lipton.
Okay.
Cool. So that has a little caffeine boost to it.
Yeah.
But
Nice.
So, Nicole, are you into Marvel or DC? Which side of the fence are you on when it comes to comics? You're a Marvel person, DC
I like some
comics?
Marvel movies. I'm not really a comic person. I like comedy. I like comedy movies. Yeah,
Okay.
so yeah, like whenever something gets me down, I cheer myself up with comedy movies.
Any recommendations?
How many shows do I watch? I like the show Think Like a Man. That's a romance comedy. Night School, my favorite ones. What's this movie with Ice Cube?
Is that the one with Kevin Hart?
Kevin
Night
Hart,
School?
yeah. Kevin Hart is a few other folks.
Tiffany Haddish.
Yeah.
I also like Club with Ice Cube and other guy.
Oh, yeah.
Did I say the title?
I think Kevin Hart was in that one too.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. No.
No.
Is Fight Club where he's a teacher, or is that something different? I can't remember. I don't remember.
He was like a teacher, a sub teacher, or something like that.
Okay, I dig it.
No, yeah. Kevin Hart was not in that. It was a guy from the sunny side of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
I forgot his name
guy's name. But
I can't believe I forgot the title of the movie.
Wow, it's all good. It's all good.
I was actually looking it up too.
So with that said, and it's the last question here. Like, what are some of your hobbies, interests? Things you like to do. Outside of IT and cyber.
Fun. I like going to shows. I went to one just the other day. Yeah, actually. Yeah, I took lots of pictures. There was one in Mount Vernon. Yeah,
really?
in Brush Park.
Huh.
Yeah.
Nice. What was out there? What was for listeners too? This is a popular baseball field in our hometown. It's been there forever.
Yeah, Brush Park.
Right. What was out there? What vehicles was out there?
There was Cadillac. There was a Bentley out there. There was and some historic cars out there.
Nice.
I saw that it's been a little while since I've been back up, but when my last time that I visited, I saw that they finally finished Memorial Field. It looks like a college stadium now.
Finally, yeah.
It's pretty nice. Have you been there? If they had any events?
It's been a while since I've been to Memorial Fields.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the last time I went to Memorial Field, I was at a track and fields game. Because I used to run track and fields back in 7th grade, and then because they were pushing me so hard, I couldn't take it because my asthma was acting up. They were kind of pushing me hard, and I was trying to push harder. I was trying to grow out of my asthma, get used to it, but I'm like, you know what? It's not for me.
Couldn't get it.
Got it.
All right. Well, Nicole, thank you so much for spending time with us here on the show.
It was fun.
Nice.
It definitely was.
I
got a chance to learn more about you, and definitely, especially just learn about you and your journey. I think it's definitely a great message for our listeners, especially those who are just getting started on cybersecurity, I think this is a great episode for those listeners
And
to tap into.
and also, I also want to share my resume website. It's called NicoleCampbell.tech. That's where I
Okay.
list
cool.
my projects, and I explain my projects. I explain exactly how I built each and every one of my projects, and my resume, of course.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
And my
awesome. Yeah.
certificates
Share that with
too.
us. We'll add that to the show notes. No, but that's awesome.
It looks pretty cool too. It's pretty clean. You got your certs up here and everything. Yeah. Yeah, we'll put that in the
Nice portfolio.
Thank you.
So before we go, Nicole, if there's any last words you want to share with our listeners before we roll.
Last words. My portfolio website.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right, there you go. All right. Yes, so thank you. And I thank you for those listening. Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Cyber Coffee Hour, part of the Alive Podcast Network. If you enjoyed this episode, explore more engaging content in the Alive Podcast Network app. By supporting this podcast and nearly 100 other Black hosted shows, you can enjoy ad-free listening while contributing to a diverse range of voices in the podcasting space. We appreciate your support and look forward to sharing more insightful conversations with you in our next episode. Until then, keep brewing those ideas and stay curious about cybersecurity. All right, that's it. It's a wrap. We out of here.
Thank you.
Peace.
Bye. Take care.